This is Lewis Hart for the Ring magazine. Delighted today to be joined with Ben Whittaker here in London, ahead of your rematch with Liam Cameron. Ben, it's been a couple months. Obviously, saw you in Dubai. In good spirits. But yeah, good to see you, mate. How's things?
Yeah, all good. Like you said, fight announced, which is good, and then after that, just get the ball rolling. Really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, obviously, it's been an interesting last couple of months for yourself. Obviously, I know, as I said, obviously I saw you in Dubai and we spoke there. But yeah, obviously now the rematch is done, signed, which is ideally what you wanted. It's probably the only next step that you could have gone. How good is it to get this over and really have something to work for?
Yeah, it's been good. Like I said, I had options. If anything, his career was waiting on mine. He was waiting for me. And I thought it was the right thing to do is pick him. At the end of the day, he was hot. People was talking about it. It's the right next move, and when I win, it will silence a lot of people.
For yourself, Ben, you are an elite competitor, and you've been competing at an elite level for so many years. Do you feel like when you do have this rematch, that competitive side comes out of you? Because it's like there is doubt, whether you may not think, yourself may not think it, there is doubt within the fans. So there's that nature for yourself that you want to remove all that doubt.
Kind of, but no. At the end of the day, if they've got the doubt, keep the doubt. Because when I do win, like I said it to a couple of people, everybody that did have that doubt, stay on that doubtful side. Because when I win and keep moving forward, I'll look back and have the last laugh. But for me, it's just, like I said, I had so many options. But for me, this was the option I wanted. I wanted to just to right this wrong and move on.
I was going to say that, as you say, I know you have the doubters, but that was the main option because you had to feel like you had to do it.
Like, there's never a position where I felt pressured into. It's more myself, like you said. I'm a competitor. The last performance was nowhere near it should have been. And luckily enough, thank God, I get to prove that wrong, or right that wrong, shall I say, and just go in there and do what I'm supposed to do. Yeah,
for sure. And I think now, today, will be the first time that a lot of people are hearing from you. You did have that choice to, after October 12th, to sort of not really put anything on social media, only put the few things, but especially in terms of interviews, you went silent and stuff. And that's obviously a choice, you're right to do that. I guess, was that a conscious thing? You said, I'm just going to sort of stay low for a little bit now?
Yeah, like I said again, there was options to, do you want to do this podcast? Do you want to talk about this? But I was like, for what? There's no point in me coming on here to try and not make excuses, but to try and sway people's mind. At the end of the day, people will have their opinion. They'll think it did happen for a reason, or I pulled him over, or he pushed me over. At the end of the day, I can't be up here trying to sway everybody's mind. So I thought, what is the point? At the end of the day, it was good to have that little break off social media. I could just focus on myself. Didn't have to worry about posting. I didn't have to pay my cameraman. So I was blessed, man. I was liking it.
Is part of that difficult though? Because the reality is, you was at the centre of one of the biggest story, a big story at that time. At the time, it was a massive story, and it continued to be that. And you had that choice to stay silent. Was that a difficult thing to do? Because almost everyone had an opinion on it. Everyone was getting asked about it.
Yeah, everybody had their opinion on it, and it was quite good. Like I said, I think me coming out would have ruffled some feathers or made people this. At the end of the day, like I said, I don't really care about no one's opinion other than the close people around me. And me coming out to just try and make other people feel better about the situation, there was no need to. I know what truly happened. He knows really what truly happened. At the end of the day, in Birmingham, we're both going to fight again, so it didn't matter when I was going to come out. I knew this time would come.
After that fight and the months before, I'm only asking you because, as I say, I haven't spoken to you before. There was obviously a lot of stuff that come out, a lot of things obviously with the injury, especially outside the ring. Obviously, I know I spoke to you previously about the whole thing with the fans' phone and that. And when you see them things, was it a difficult time for yourself? Because, as you say, everyone was almost just jumping on your back in a sense, when it weren't the case.
Yeah, I kind of liked it in a sense where, like I said, as a pro or as a prospect or even as a person, you want things just plain sailing. You don't want these little niggles or irritations, but I kind of liked it in a sense where you've heard it before. People say, when this happens to certain people like in your change room or blah, blah. I kind of liked it because now I know who's really with me. I know the true people around me. And it's kind of just focused me again, if anything. Like I said, he was hard. I had over 3 million followers. Everybody you can think of was messaging me. Everything was just going so good. You know what I mean? And I was just like, yeah, man, after this, I'm going to New York. I'm doing this. where sometimes you can't look too forward. You just got to live in the now. And that's what it's blessed me with, being present, being in the now. And I think that mindset's going to hold me in good stead.
I was going to say, did you feel like you had a lesson from that? Because as you say, you realise everything can change in one fight.
Yeah. And like I said, I liked it. You never want it to happen, but I kind of liked it. I think it happened for a reason. Like I said, whatever he did or that situation definitely didn't humble me, but it just brought my feet to the ground a little bit. It just brought me back to Ben Whittaker, what made me an Olympic medalist, what made me one of the best amateurs in my weight division for years. That was just cutting the distractions out and working hard. But like I said, with the silly fame, I was like, yeah, man, this is sick. I'm going to go in there and do this. And sometimes you just got, like I said, live in the now and just do what you got to do, and that's what I got to do.
Well, there's always a saying where it says, never give someone an inch because they end up taking a mile. Do you feel like Liam Cameron has taken a mile? When you see him with the hair transplant, especially after the fight, like he was on every outlet. Like, did you feel like that?
At the end of the day, fair play, because he truly knew if I turned up properly and beat him, he wouldn't get spoken about again. That crazy, bizarre thing happened, and it's made him another rematch. It's made him some more money. It's made him more time in the lights. He got himself a hair transplant. He's got himself some followers. He's doing podcasts. And if you're going to get that opportunity, why not take it? I'm not an envious person. I say take up every opportunity you can, and that's what he's doing. But at the end of the day, I've got to end that.
Yeah, a last couple from myself, especially during a time where people were sort of calling you a quitter and said you quit in the fight and when you chose a way out. Was it always a weird one for you to see that? Because you feel like you haven't quit, and it's never something you've shown as an amateur as well. You've had so much experience. So was it difficult to sort of have people questioning that for yourself too?
Yeah, it was one of those again. Like I said, a lot of people, funnily, if that's the right word, I don't think I said it funny, but funny enough, people will say things online. They'll say things on interviews and comments and things like that. But them same people that I see in real life, they couldn't say it to my face. And I'm not saying I'm this big, bad, scary wolf. But a lot of people only say things online. They won't say it when they see it. And they know truly, deep down, that's not me. Yeah. I've not had one person come up to me and said that. If they want to come up and say it, fair play, I'll shake them on the hand and say that's your opinion, because it's their opinion. But a lot of people don't stand on what they say.
Yeah. A final one for myself. Did you want to ask about the training situation? I know, as far as I'm aware, seeing stuff on social media, you was shopping around with many different trainers. You made a decision on that yet?
Yeah, I have, man. It's going to be me, you, Colton and Liam. We're just gonna go old school like Rocky. I'm gonna bring all my friends. We're gonna be beating up that meat in the freezer. Pause. We're gonna be doing all that, man. I'm gonna go to the Rocky Mountains in Russia, man. This is the team, man. So the man with the mic, man. He's got the biggest job. Do this fight, you'll get trainer of the year, man, after this performance.
In all seriousness, though, is there anything you can disclose on that yet?
Nothing as yet, but at the end of the day, my team's good, my team's great, and it's always been that way.
Yeah, Ben, always a pleasure, mate. Really appreciate it, mate. Thank you. Cheers, mate.